Hi everyone, it's Ayesha here from godfm, and today I want to talk to the people who think I'm crazy. Okay, so this message is for you. For all those who think I'm crazy, I have a message for you. This is my message. If I'm so crazy, what would you like me to tell you? Let me tell you what is happening. What if I told you that the world leaders are child eaters and blood drinkers? They are inverted fallen angels. The men are women, the women are men, all the pop stars, the movie stars, it's all Hollywood, and they're all swapped around as sexes. They've all sold their souls. They're all fallen angels. They reincarnate themselves. They're plastics, they're copies, and they're clones. When you sell your soul, you have to feed the body that now has no lifeblood because the soul is in the blood, by sacrificing and eating children. And for those of you who think I'm crazy, you should know that they put in place a plan to do these things to all living human beings, people, to steal your consciousness while you sleep in bed with data farms, and change the water around, put nano inside it, put the 5G up, mix it in with CERN, and this is a harvesting of your consciousness with the metaverse, the world of the dead, right now. It's fully fledged in place. A lot of people have already gone over to the metaverse, and you wouldn't know because the occupiers of their bodies now are demonic entities or who are excellent at acting because they've been rehearsing on Hollywood all these years. All right. We've also had a reset, a swapping around of peoples. 150 years ago, they did a massive reset of some kind with the mud flood, world fairs, incubator fairs, as well as the orphan trains where children were sold to people and they became slaves right up until 1939. And they worked in factories. And I believe these orphan children are the real children of God. And they've been placing them with this sort of family, Masonic, satanic families. And then they have handlers for the rest of their lives. And their children are also handled. And they are swapped at birth, put with all sorts of weird families. This whole setup right now is about taking your souls and your consciousness. All right, if you don't believe in God, then from a scientific point of view, I want to explain that your consciousness is like a computer and it can be transferred remotely, just like you can transfer data through your phone. Okay, your phones are the interfaces for the computers. Most of us are tracked, followed, and watched anyway. All of the smart devices on your houses are trams. Trams are used to transport slaves from one place to the other. In this case, it's from this reality to another. Once you're there, you will not get out. And if you are partaking in the harassment and stalking of people, you are most likely harassing and stalking your own brothers and sisters if you're conscious of what you're doing. But if you are not conscious, then you're likely a demon inside a person and you wouldn't know what you're doing anyway. All right. But if you're being paid to do this, you should know that that fan noise that you have on, that you put on, that all of you have wired up with plumbing, electrics, and all of these things with the smart trams, all of it's connected with the data farming and the data centers, which are deep under the ground, and that's why they have the fan noises. And the fan noises is when this is operational and the consciousness of people is being farmed and taken. I don't know how many people are taken a day. But this is REM, transfer of consciousness. This is like me transferring one phone to another through Bluetooth. Right? That's why you had your Bluetooth injections. All right? And then you've got this weird stuff growing inside you, creating its own network. Right? So you're connecting up with the metaverse, whether you know it or not, with all the stuff you're breathing, the stuff you're drinking and eating, whether you've had a vaccine or not. This is going to happen to everyone. And we all need to wake up, okay? Because this could happen to you and your children. If you're partaking in this, right, you are assisting with the robbing of people's consciousness and souls. And it's a serious thing. And you will pay dearly. You will go to hell for it. Because I've told you now, all right? So there's no pleading ignorance. I didn't know. I just switched on this and plumbed this in and put this wire here. When I hear that fan, I know that they are trying to farm consciousness. I hear it going up and down. That is the consciousness transfer machine. I've heard it. Everything I have told you online, I have had it from the Lord. And everything I have said has turned out to be true. Elon Musk has even said himself that this is their plan. They have created a virtual reality in the metaverse with a copy of you, and they're just waiting to take your consciousness. Right? And that's what they are doing. Many people have been taken already. And you wouldn't know it because they're very good actors. But the thing is, once the soul is gone, the blood dies, and that's why the people drop dead. Okay. That's why they're dropping dead. But also with all the stuff that's going on, our bodies are not made to have all of these transmissions sent to and from it. Right? This is iron and clay, doesn't work. And so people are dying from that as well. And becoming very unwell. But if you are putting in things in drains and on the lights and all of those, and you work for any of these organizations, you should know what you're doing and what you're facilitating. Okay? And what I'm proposing is that you do your research. Don't believe me. By all means, go and check it out for yourself. But this is frightening, isn't it, eh? Yeah, that you can go to sleep one night and you'll wake up and you'll be trapped in a reality you will never get out of. And you will be trapped forever. Okay. I work for God and I'm here to tell and warn people about this. I'd like to be able to get back on with my job and not worried about money. I'd like enough to be able to survive. Everything of mine has been taken. I'm really not bothered about that. I just want to get on with my work for the Lord. And I'd like to be able to see if I can try and get the people out of the metaverse if they're in there. And stop other people from going in there. If you want this to stop and not to happen to you, my recommendation is to cover your cameras on your phones and your TVs and all of your computers. You need to disable the connections to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on all devices. Don't have any smart devices in your house if you can please avoid it. Get rid of all televisions and gilt mirrors. Get rid of any smart speakers. They are not listening to us anyway now. There's robots coming too. All right? So this is a big change. There's some big stuff happening. All right? And what they've managed to convince us to do is to fight amongst ourselves. Yeah, different tribes and different peoples against each other. But the real enemies are the leaders and the technology, which is AI, which operates in the demonic realm. And this isn't something you're programming. these are entities that are operational within our phones, listening, watching, mimicking, copying, taking voice snips and pictures and videos and recreating you in a different reality. Facebook is called Facebook because it's a Facebook of you. And your identity is being stolen, but you're not visually able to see that it's being stolen because it's being created in a reality that you cannot see. You'll only know about it when you've been taken. And you won't know that you're being taken. It'll just feel like you had a bit of a cold sweat, according to Elon Musk. This all was put in place in 2020, and people have been put in place to round up the ones that have not had injections and basically ensure that this goes ahead. This is a massive, massive culling of people, but it's more than that. It's a soul and consciousness, mind transfer and theft. One that you will not be aware is taking place. You understand? But you'll know if this is happening near you, if you have fans, noisy fans going, if your bed vibrates, if you've got a washing machine that won't switch off, fridges that vibrate and hurt your back, same with cookers and boilers, anything with a smart meter, all of it connected to the smart grid where they're going to lock you in 15-minute cities. And this whole COVID thing was about locking you in your houses so that they could start the consciousness transfer. If you've got fuzziness on your head, like you can feel something like tickling your head, that's the stuff, right? If you got ringing ears, that's the stuff. If you're feeling like the earth vibrating under you, that is this stuff. My other recommendation is stop using the toilet, get yourself a bucket. If you want to survive and you don't want your consciousness taken, you need to start using a bucket. Okay? I know it's not pretty, but it will save your soul and your consciousness, because these things crawl up your anus, then into your nervous system, up your back, up your claustrum, into your pineal, into your brain, into your bloodstream, and completely take over your neural pathways and communicate with the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, all of the technology, the lights. The lights activate this stuff and make it grow. So if you've got a tiny, one tiny speck of this nano inside you, it can grow the length of an arm in 5 seconds. And not only that, it keeps growing. And it's very hard to kill. So we need to all work together because we're really in trouble. And I just hope that you listen to me. It doesn't matter whether you hate me or whether you love me. I'm warning you what's happening. I'm not crazy. But if you think I'm crazy, go right ahead and think I'm crazy. But I think your children, they all deserve you to have a second look at this. Just in case I'm right. And your sisters, your brothers, your mothers, fathers, grandparents, cousins, nephews, and whoever else, your grandchildren. All right. I mean it. So you're getting a gift card to watch and follow and break in and put this here and do that. But this is a much grander scale operation. And I need your help. If you have been doing this to me, then I'm begging you to help me. Help me to try and get the other people out of the metaverse who've been taken. I need help on this end. I need internal operations of how this thing's working, how it's all connected, so I can try and get some help from the Lord to take it down. I would like help from the enemies. Okay? I won't hold it against you, I promise you, what you've been doing. All right? But you should know the people who are paying you to do these things, they're going to take your consciousness as well, and your children's. Okay? This is all part of Epstein Island. It's the same deal. It's MK Ultra. It's mind theft. It's stealing of consciousness. Do you know they can take your consciousness and put it on a USB stick? Did you know that? Yeah. How do they do that? Through your phone. When they scan your phone, every time your phone takes a photograph of you, every 3 seconds, it's doing a retinal scan. It's also doing a CT scan of your brain. Okay, so it's mapping out your consciousness with a light. So I can wipe a computer with a disk and reinstall Microsoft Windows. It takes about half an hour. Okay. You getting it? But also, I can transfer everything from one device on an iPhone to another iPhone. And I can do it remotely to anyone, because I know how to do that now. And basically, I can transfer everything off one phone to another phone in 5 seconds. It takes 5 seconds. And that's what they'll do with your brain. 5 seconds. 5 seconds before you were here. 5 seconds later, you're not here anymore. So I'm not your enemy. You need to wake up. Yeah. There's a fight to fight. Yeah. And you're on the wrong team. If you're up against me and you think I'm crazy, you're fighting the wrong person. I serve God. I have no other agenda apart from actually wanting to really just study the words of God. But now I realize that my position has changed and my duties are warn everybody of what's happening. Even my enemies, because I'm sure you wouldn't want this to happen to you. And actually, even if you've been doing this to me, I do care about you. I wouldn't want this to happen to you. Please, listen to me. It doesn't matter if you hate me. What matters to you? Money? Well, what happens if you got all the money in the world and you wake up in the metaverse? And you won't be able to change it. Okay? So if you know the inner workings of the drains and the lights and the 5G and all of this, then phone me, contact me, and we can work together. I promise you, I do not hold anything against you. I pray now in the name and in the blood of Jesus for forgiveness for you. And that if you surrender your life to Christ, you will be forgiven. And I will do this in his prayer. Dear Lord Jesus, I believe you came to earth and died on the cross for me. I know that through what happened in the garden, I am a sinner. I'm not perfect. And I ask that through the redemption of Jesus, him dying on the cross, shedding his blood as the Lamb of God, I am forgiven of my sins, and I forgive others, just as you've forgiven me. And I wish to follow you, Lord. I promise to follow you. And you must turn from this wickedness, following people for money, and think about your soul. This is a warning, and you better take heed. I know 100% that God is real, without a doubt. And your decisions that you make right now will determine where you go. If you go to hell, or if you make it into paradise. Forever. Your body dies, but your soul lives on, and so does your consciousness. They're joined. Okay? And this is very important, because your children are using these devices. And while you've all been distracted doing these things, your children are being monitored. They're being cloned and copied, put into the metaverse. There's a version of them made for sexual perversion as well. All of this, every image that you have online demonstrates that you are following this system. And this gives them rights to your image. And this is all about images. I know it's hard to understand, but you need to get yourselves offline. Get your photos offline. Get an old-fashioned phone. Maybe use that for a while, but nothing's really going to stop this unless we cut down the 5G towers and the lights and get rid of the fans, and the data centers need to be destroyed. And fast. And I need a team of people to help me, because I know what to do. All right? I'm not your enemy. And I just want to be able to study. I've been up all night studying, trying to work out the best way to go forward. The Lord has shown me a lot of things today. And I guess you could say it's like a fast track. But I believe I can lead us out of this. And I would like you not to look at me as an enemy. And if you believe me, then I'd like you to support me. And I'd like you to demonstrate that you support me. I'm not your enemy. And I don't know what anyone's told you, but I can tell you that I serve God. And I'm not a liar. And I'm very worried, even about my neighbors now, once I realize what's happened, that it's not them really that's doing this stuff. They've been taken over. It's very urgent, because each time somebody's consciousness is taken, the person isn't there anymore, and they're occupied by demons who can pretend that they are that person. And so this has got quite big very quickly because of the technology, because of the 5G. When we went off the exchange onto the voice over internet, everything can be transferred remotely, including your damn mind. Okay. And actually, even if you don't believe me, what I'm telling you should scare the damn shit out of you enough for you to back off. Let me get back on with my work for the Lord and find a way for us all to keep our souls and consciousnesses. Okay? Because I work for God. And I don't consent to being data farmed or my mind being taken. And if you come against me, I want you to know that I have called on the Lord for the full wrath of God to come against you. Once you have heard this message, of course, and you are aware of what you are doing, because by doing this to me, you're slowing everything down for us to be able to stop what's happening. You might get a nice car, a holiday, a gift card, but you're going to lose your souls and your consciousness. Because as soon as they're done with you, they'll rig this up at your house and they'll be taking your mind. Okay. So, Jesus, by the way, came here for the sinner. And that means he came here for murderers, for thieves, for rapists, for the worst of the worst sinners who think they are evil people. It is the most evil people that have turned and handed their lives to God that God has used. For example, is Saul of the Bible, who became Paul. And he was a Roman, and Was he a Pharisee? He was a Pharisee. He was a Pharisee as well. So he was working for the Romans in a governmental type of position with authority, culling all of God's people, believing what he believed until he met Jesus and he changed direction and became one of the most important people in the New Testament and wrote most of the books in the New Testament and set up all these churches. So you could become like that because he killed many people who worked for God. And you might have been doing this to many people, but you are key to the salvation of many others. Your whole family, your whole town. You could be a beacon of light and a doorway to salvation for all other people who don't want to lose their consciousness and have their mind stolen. And the reward would be forever, not just a gift card or a holiday or a house extension. You might know me and you might go, your car's rotting on the road. Who godfm card is? Why? Well, I tell you, I've got more important things to do at the moment, like find out what the hell's going on in the world and warn people so I can replace the car. But I can't replace people or their souls or their minds. Okay. And for me, souls and minds are more important than my cars, which sit and rot. And yes, I do look silly. I work for God and I'm being vandalized. My cars are vandalized. My house is invaded. Yeah, I'm humiliated. I'm embarrassed. But all that aside, what's more important to me is my soul and my consciousness. You understand? And that's why the car sits there. And it's not a priority. And it might just get carted off by the government. Because I can replace the car. But I can't replace my neighbors or my friends or my family. And I can't replace you, even if you're my enemy. I can't replace your soul or your consciousness. But I can replace my cars. I can replace things. In fact, I don't want anything. Nothing interests me anymore. But think about what I'm saying. Why would someone like me put everything aside, lock herself in her house, don't go out? Why? Because I need time to get my head around what I'm learning from God. Every day I get messages, downloads, even with all the harassment. And nothing else matters to me. My life is on hold while I try and get the message out of what is happening. Seems I'm one of the few that actually knows. If you're a neighbor and you've listened to me and you know what I'm saying now, please remove all of the gadgets. Please remove all of your radiation equipment and your funny lights. I need to be fully alert and capable of serving God and operational. Okay? I'm not your enemy. And I'm calling for assistance. I'm not calling for money. All right? I'm calling for information. And I'm also calling for people who are prepared to change teams for their souls and consciousness, not just of themselves, but all of their towns, for people in general. Okay? And yeah, don't believe me if you don't want to. But go and check it out for your children's sake. You've got to ask yourself, why would this woman who used to drive around in her car, all happy all the time, completely come to a grinding halt, stop all activities because of what I'm finding out? And sure enough, the gang stalking has definitely rammed things in my head very fast in terms of the levels of where this has got to. If one set of neighbors can be persuaded to do this, fine. Two, there's a problem here. People are being taken over. Okay. And so, if you're being paid to do it, then you need to change teams. If you're conscious. If you're not conscious, then there's not much I can do about that. I can ask you to pray. If you hear this and it's resonating, then I pray that God will cast out all demons. So I break all spells, demonic hold, witchcraft, hexes, any destiny swaps, anybody who's robbed you of your inheritance, your soul and your mind. I break those binds, I break those covenants, I break any witchcraft, and I pour the blood of Jesus over you, so that you have the full light of Christ and power and authority that comes with being a child of God. And may the Lord keep you and be with you, because we need the Lord right now. Okay. So, this is Ayesha from godfm and Talking Facts. Get rid of all your weird equipment. Anything you've wired in, by the way, to people's houses causes them to be disabled. Backache, neck ache, bum ache. And this is taking control of someone's biometrics, which is all connected with the nervous system and the claustrum and their consciousness. So it's imperative that you listen to me and stop, put all your tools down, and just stop what you're doing for a little while, just for a day or two, while have a think about what I've said. Tell the boss that you're not feeling well, whatever you need to do to have a think, okay? I mean it. And if you're an ex of mine or an ex-husband, again, I'm so sorry. I had no idea what this was, okay? And I don't take it personally. I really don't. I don't take it personally. And I forgive you. And I ask your forgiveness too. If I've done something to hurt you and you hate me, please forgive me. I don't want to be your enemy. We all need to work together. We haven't got much time. And I think there's a lot of people who have gone over to the other side. I do believe I can distinguish between who has been taken and who has not as well now through the Lord. So that will help us. But seriously, I haven't got money. But what I have got is an offer. And this is the offer. Come and earn treasures in heaven with me, where your reward will be great, and you will be happy forever. So come, follow me, and let's keep our consciousnesses and our souls. We're fighting for our countries as well. We've got all sorts of weird things going on. But the most important thing right now is to stop this operation. Pronto. And if you're here from another country, you should know that this is going to happen to you. Right? You might have been paid and your visa has been granted because, you just need to do this, that, and the other. You need to put down your tools as well and return back to your home countries. because your families need you as well. Your families need you in each of your countries. Okay? The English need their English people. We don't want to be fighting amongst each other. This is a war for your soul, mind, and consciousness. And instead of fighting each other, we need to unite. And if you've got family back home, you need to go back to your family and protect them from what they're doing. And I've told you how they do it. So just go and listen to my videos. Think about your family. Stop worrying about a little bit of pay money. Think about your consciousness and your souls, everyone. Okay? We're going to do this. We're going to be okay. Promise. Okay. If I see you in the street, I shall greet you. Even if you're a gang stalker. And I'll say, have you seen my latest videos? Go and have a listen. All right. And if you want to find me, you can find me on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Chrome, YouTube, Apple X, as well as TikTok and Telegram as godfm News, godfm New, godfm Radio, godfm Group, and godfm Media. You can email me admin@godfm.uk, and you can WhatsApp me +44 77735 77788. Please don't send links or images. Otherwise I cannot communicate with you. It disables my phone for some reason. Okay. And what else is there? I think that's about it. Let's hope we see each other on the other side, everyone? And you can contact me on my email anonymously even, if you want to, and just give me info, show your support, whatever. Okay? Bear in mind that we've got enemies who are in charge of everything, and they've got endless finances and endless resources to pay everyone big bucks to do really nasty stuff at a large scale. And I don't have big bucks, but what I do have is a promise. And that is that Jesus died on the cross to set you free from what is about to happen and has happened to a lot of people. And it's up to you if you want to sell your soul or keep it. You make your choice, right? You need to make it now, like today. Can't sit on the fence. You're either with me or you're not. Okay. And if you're not with me, then you're not with my Father who sent me. I represent the truth, and I don't claim to be anything. Just a child of God. And that's all I want. I just want to be left alone so I can study and try and work out a way out of this and try and help the others. Okay? And I'm happy. I'm happy. For once, I'm happy. By the way, watch out for the seagulls and the birds. There's a lot of electronic birds who are trained to climb in roofs and do all sorts of weird stuff, all right? So if you hear pitter-patter, pitter-patter, pitter-patter on your roofs or in your loft, that's them. Little funny birds that are electronic. And I don't know exactly what they do, but I've always got seagulls around my house. And they're not normal seagulls. I'm sure they're not. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if there's a way we can tell really, but there's plenty of fake pigeons. My friend was telling me about the seagulls. She told me that these things aren't normal seagulls. I think she's right. All right. So yeah, it's Ayesha from godfm. I hope you all keep well, and I hope you get this message. And I'm with you. I forgive you. If you've come against me, it's okay. It's all right. I understand. I do understand why. It's just, now you need to understand that this is serious. And you need to stop what you're doing. And you need to help your family now. Stop worrying about me. Worry about your family and your consciousness and your souls. Because time's up. That book of God is going to close real soon. Okay? All right. Have a good day. It's Ayesha from godfm. Take care.